So the title of this book is The Antarctic Habitat. A habitat is a place in nature. Plants live in habitats. Animals live in habitats too. Living and non-living things. Living and non-living. There are living things in habitats. Plants and animals are living things. There are non-living things in habitats too. Rocks, water, and ice are non-living things. Everything they need. Plants and animals need air, water, and food to stay alive. Plants and animals find everything they need in their habitats. This leopard seal needs water in its habitat. It finds food in the water. Food in their habitat. This bird is an albatross. It finds everything it needs in its habitat. The albatross finds fish to eat in its habitat. The Antarctic. It's hard for me to say. The Antarctic is a habitat. The Antarctic is at the very bottom of Earth. It's very cold in the Antarctic. There is a lot of snow and ice in this habitat. It's beautiful though, isn't it? Look at all that ice and snow floating in the water. Antarctica. Antarctica. The land in the Arctic is called Antarctica. Some parts of Antarctica are flat. Other parts have tall mountains. Antarctica is almost always covered with snow and ice. The Southern Ocean. There is a very cold ocean in the Antarctic. It is called the Southern Ocean. Animals swim in this ocean. Ice floats on parts of the ocean. Some animals spend time on the ice. Big bergs. Huge chunks of ice float in the Southern Ocean. These chunks of ice are called icebergs. Antarctic weather. The weather in the Antarctic is always cold. Freezing winds blow almost every day. The winds are strong. The wind is blowing snow on these penguins. Short summers. Antarctic summers are short. They last only for a few weeks. Some snow and ice melts in summer, but the weather is still cold. Antarctic plants. The Antarctic is too cold for most plants. Only a few plants grow there. Antarctic plants grow only in summer. They grow near coasts. Coasts are part of land that are near the ocean. This grass is growing near a coast. Tiny plants. Millions of tiny plants grow in the Southern Ocean. They float near the top of the water. These ocean plants are called phytoplankton. Phytoplankton can be seen only with a magnifying glass. That's cool. Plants make food. Living things need food to stay alive. Plants make their own food. They make food from sunlight, air, and water. Making food from sunlight, air, and water is called photosynthesis. Plant food. Phytoplankton make food from sunlight and water. Phytoplankton float near the top of the water where sunlight can reach them. Sunlight shines on top of the water, and the phytoplankton take in sunlight. Phytoplankton use water to make food. Antarctic animals. Look at the animals on these pages. They live in the Antarctic. Most Antarctic animals live in the Southern Ocean. Some animals leave the ocean and spend time on the ice or on the rocks. So this bird right here is called an albatross. You see my arrow circling. These are called krill. Whales eat krill. King penguins. These are king penguins. Antarctic fur seal. He looks like he's got some extra layers of fat and some fur to keep him warm on the ice. This is an orca whale. Orca whales must live in the Antarctic for part of the year, and then they come home to the Puget Sound where we live to eat salmon in the summertime. This is an Antarctic cod. I bet orcas like to eat Antarctic cod fish. Let's see what else. Under the ice. There's a lot of ice on the Southern Ocean. The water under the ice is cold and dark. Some animals live in the water under the ice. The animals that you see here live under the ice in the Southern Ocean. So this one is a sea spider. We talked a little bit about those, didn't we? But the ones we were talking about floated along the top of the water. These are sea stars. We talked about those in class not too long ago. These are clams. And this is an octopus, and this is a squid. Out of the water. Penguins and seals live in water. Sometimes they come out of the water to rest on ice or on rocks. They have babies on the ice or on the rocks. These elephant seals are resting on a big rock. Having babies. Baby penguins are called chicks. This mother penguin is watching over her 2 chicks. The chicks are resting on some rocks. Finding food. Animals must search to find food in the Antarctic. Some animals eat only plants. These animals are called herbivores. Krill are herbivores. They eat phytoplankton. Meat eaters. Some animals eat other animals. Animals that eat other animals are called carnivores. This orca is a carnivore. It eats fish, penguins, and seals. Eating both. Other Antarctic animals are omnivores. Omnivores eat both plants and other animals. This brittle star is an omnivore. It eats dead plants, small animals, and anything else it can find. Getting energy. All living things need energy. They need energy to grow and to move. Energy comes from the sun. Plants get energy from the sun. Animals get energy by eating other living things. Krill are herbivores, and they get energy by eating phytoplankton. Eating krill. Many Antarctic animals eat krill. This leopard seal eats krill. It gets energy from the krill. You get energy from the food you eat. Keeping warm. Antarctic animals must stay warm. Many animals have blubber underneath their skin. Blubber is thick layers of fat. Blubber helps keep animals warm. This blue whale has thick blubber under its skin. Thick feathers. Arctic birds have feathers. Their feathers are very thick. Feathers help keep birds warm. This albatross has thick feathers. Too cold. In winter, the Southern Ocean gets too cold for many Antarctic animals. Some animals must leave. They swim to warmer oceans in the winter. These fin whales are swimming to a warmer ocean, which is probably what the orcas do as well. That's the end of our book about the Antarctic habitat. That was a good book, right?